Hey everyone, this is Jackie Rendall, and I'm with Rendall Certified Cleaning Services, and you're listening to the audio version of our e-newsletter. And I came up with this idea for those who don't really have necessarily the time to read our e-newsletter, but would prefer to listen to it while they're working out or just kind of like listening to the radio. So I've got my NPR voice on right now, and let's get started. So this is the week of October 5th, 2015. In this week we talk about it's what you know and who you know. We hear it all the time. It's not what you know, it's who you know. I get the premise that we don't and can't possibly know it all, but I believe it's oversimplified to just know the who without giving credence to the what. Here's my case in point. The other day we were called to clean some tile and apply our grout color seal. After I was done with the inspection of the floor, I asked if there was any other areas of concern. Our client stated that the grout around the perimeter of her granite countertop in her kitchen, where it meets the travertine backsplash, was cracking and chipping, so I inspected. While indeed it was all cracked and chipping, there was one small area where the grout was completely missing. We'll come back to that in a moment. Now, I know from training and experience that wherever there are variables, like where softer vertical tiles, which is the travertine backsplash, meet a harder surface, the granite countertop, grout can become compromised. But this inspection revealed something a little bit more discerning to me. I noticed that under one of the travertine tiles near the stove, the mastic holding the corner of the tile to the wall was missing, which created a dead space between the tile. Now, the common fix is to cut out the grout around the perimeter and install caulk instead of grout. Caulk acts as a shock absorber for surface variables like hardness, temperature, and humidity. But since the grout was completely gone in that corner, revealing that there was a dead space at the corner of the tile, I started wondering if caulking it was the right solution, or if there was something I should do about that dead space before caulking. Not having encountered something to this degree before, I picked up the phone and called one of my stone restoration mentors, told him what I saw, and I asked him if caulking was enough. He said I needed to check to see if the grout above the tile with the dead space at the bottom was cracking, and if it was, I would need to cut out that tile and re-secure it with mastic before regrouting and caulking, otherwise it will continue to give our client problems. Fortunately, in this case, the grout was not cracked above the tile, and it just meant the installers didn't butter the mastic enough. Butter meaning using mastic to secure the entire tile. This was a perfect case of knowing what and who. If I had not known that this tile installation looked abnormal, I wouldn't have bothered calling to collaborate with another expert who has been installing tile and stone his entire adult life. If I had only relied on the who you know, and not used the what I already know, my mentor wouldn't have been much help when he asked, "Did you already inspect it?" Yes, I did inspect it, but because of what I know first, I was better able to help my mentor know what to look for over the phone. I totally agree that who you know is important, but when we hear it's not what you know, but who you know, it isn't a complete statement. We have to know the what and the who. Knowing what and who work synergistically, while knowing either what or who limits our ability to find the correct answers. Scott Rendall, president and wearer of many hats. Coming. I know that we aren't really looking forward to it, or some of us definitely are not looking forward to the winter coming, but Because of this, we like to have people prep as much as in advance as possible because, as you know, we do water damage restoration, and there are a few issues that happen during the winter time. So do this before it freezes. Let's talk about the most destructive force on Earth besides supervolcanoes. It's water. Along with the leaves and vegetation turning from verdant to withering comes rain and eventually snow and ice. There are several potential big problems that can occur inside your home or business with the quickly advancing fall and winter weather, which are 1. Frozen or broken fresh water pipes, 2. Water infiltration from heavy rains or snow, 3. Ice dams on the roof, 4. Power loss resulting in sump failure, 5. Sprinkler system problems. As the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, so here are some tips that you should do now before the first frost of the season. Turn off outside spigots from inside if possible. When pipes freeze, the water inside expands, which oftentimes causes a split in the copper pipe. When the pipe thaws, the water will find its way through the split and flood the area around the split pipe. While modern spigots are often advertised as freeze-proof or freeze-resistant, we have seen them fail. Therefore, it's best if you shut off the supply from inside if possible. It's also a good idea to install faucet covers to help insulate and prolong the life of your spigots. It's also a good idea to install faucet covers to help insulate and prolong the life of your spigots. Faucet protectors are inexpensive and easy to install and remove. Next, make sure water isn't puddling around the foundation. When water sheds from the roof, it is supposed to move away from the building. If the water puddles around the foundation, it's just a matter of time until your foundation will seep or the water will find its way inside through other points of entry like basement windows and doors. If you're having puddling issues around your foundation, call us for some ideas to remedy the issues yourself or provide you with a referral to a qualified professional. Next, check and clean gutters and downspouts. When leaves and sticks fall into your gutters, they can jam up your gutters and downspouts from working properly, causing puddling around the foundation as rainwater spills over the sides. To clean gutters and downspouts, it's usually best to visually inspect the gutters and clear any debris first, and then run water from a garden hose into the gutters to ensure there are no downspout backups or drip edge gaps where water runs behind the gutters. Next, clear snow buildup from edge of the roof to about 4 feet up towards the peak. While last winter wasn't as bad as the previous, the winter of 2013 to 2014 produced record snowfall and subsequent roof ice dams. An ice dam occurs when frozen precipitation at the edge of the roof prevents melting snow from shedding off of the roof. The following image shows how an ice dam forms and how it causes water to infiltrate indoors. To prevent snow and ice buildup at the edge of the roof without causing damage to the roof, we recommend that you use a roof rake. A roof rake is used to pull down heavy snow from the edge of the roof, going up at least 4 feet towards the peak. Another option is to hire a contractor to keep your roof edge to the ice guard. Ice guard is a waterproof matting that is installed approximately 3 to 4 feet from the edge of the roof under the shingles, free of snow and ice. Next is get sprinklers winterized now. Virtually every year we get service calls after the first deep frost and thaw about sprinklers that were winterized too late, improperly, or not at all. A sure sign of a broken sprinkler system is wet spots in the yard. If the spots are close to the structure of the home or business, the water will virtually always infiltrate the walls, causing a water loss. Next, check your basement sump and sewage insurance rider coverage. In Michigan, the standard homeowner's insurance policy only covers up to $5,000 in damages in the basement caused by sump or sewage failure. We strongly recommend that you contact your insurance provider and increase your rider limit. Considering an average water loss in the basement, including contents and structure, costs in excess of $5,000. And considering the very low cost to increase the rider coverage, it makes sense to raise your limit to $10,000, $15,000, or more, depending on the value of your build and contents of basement. We hope you don't ever experience a water loss, and following the advice above will certainly help prevent or limit one. But unfortunately, some things are not preventable and stuff happens. So, if you do have a flood or water damage, please know that we are here to assist you in every way possible, from water extraction and dry out, all the way through contents restoration. Our phone number is 810-225-2184. You can visit us on our website at rendallscleaning.com. If you found our e-newsletter audio version worthwhile, please share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. If you haven't found any value with our e-newsletter, please share it with your enemies. While we're pretty punny in our e-newsletter, we are very serious about fighting grime. We are professional cleaners, and we live to earn your business and referrals. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next week.